best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. Thank you. And nobody can hang with my stuff. Just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last. You know what I'm talking about?
Hello, I'm Jensen. What's going on, everyone? We got the Hellcat out here. We're in Berkeley, California. If you guys don't know, I'm from the Bay Area. A lot of people comment like, next time you come to the Bay, link up, blah, blah. I'm from the Bay Area. I live out here. I'm always out here. And this video will be the 5 things I hate about the Hellcat. Let's get right into it. So number 1, the first thing that I hate about this car is obviously the miles per gallon. Terrible, terrible. It's got a 16-gallon tank. It takes around $65 out here in the Bay Area to fill it up with 91 octane. We don't have anything higher than that. We don't have 93 or any of that out here. I wish we did, but we only have 91, so that's what I gotta settle with. Yeah, let's turn the car on real fast. Fuel economy. So right now, yes, we know red key in use. So right now it says I got 14.3 miles per gallon average, and I have about a half tank left, and it says only 100 range miles left. If you fill the car up full, completely full to the top, you can get like 270 miles to the tank. If you're in eco mode, on the freeway, cruise control, you can get probably, I've gotten 23 miles to the gallon. That's the most I've ever got, which takes the range mileage up to like 320, something like that. So I've made it to LA filling up once. Yeah, made it to LA refilling only one time, which isn't too bad for a 700 horsepower car, but that's the first thing I hate about this car is the gas mileage. I wish it got better on gas mileage, but that's not why I bought the car. I didn't buy it to get good gas mileage. This isn't a Prius. I knew that when I bought it. But yeah, let's move to number 2. Second thing that I hate about this car is how much everything costs if you need to replace it. So before I bought the car, the supercharger was replaced at 9,600 miles, and they told me that the supercharger was $9,000. So I'm glad I did not have to replace that. But yeah, because that was really expensive. And then I haven't yet, but I will need to replace the rotors very soon. The rotors for the front 2 alone are $1,500 to $1,600, which is not cheap at all. And that's without pad, without labor, anything. And those are just the front rotors. If you add the rear rotors, it's another $1,000. So $2,500 to do the brakes, just the rotors too, not pads included. So once you add the pads in there, it's about $3 grand just to replace the brakes. And I've had to replace a lot of stuff, but that's just my fault. That's my bad for braking stuff. I had to replace all the active dampening suspension. Those were $1,200 each side. So 12 times 4, $4,800 for the suspension for all corners. And then had to replace the differential. The differential was $1,200 bucks. $1,300 bucks. A lot of this stuff adds up once you start breaking stuff or needing to replace. Oil changes are cheap. You can get them for like $115, something like that. Maintenance isn't that bad. It's just replacing stuff if you break it. And going through as many tires as I have, I've broken this inner fender well probably 3 different times on each side. And if you go to the dealer to get it replaced, they want $350 for this little inner plastic fender liner. It breaks because all the tire cords flap around in there, so it'll split or crack or do something like that. That's another thing that's really expensive to replace, and pretty common as well, because that could happen to anyone if you're doing a burnout or whatever. And for the third thing that I hate about this car is all of the plastics. Plastic here, here, and it's all like this soft touch elephant skin print plastic, but it's all throughout the car, everywhere. Door seals, doors, dash, center console, that stuff is everywhere. It has a really dull look to it. It makes the car look dirty when it's not dirty. It's a little pet peeve of mine. Everything else is nice, good leather, you know, good leather. The dash, this little fake carbon could be real carbon. That would look a lot better. Like in the 2020 Hellcats, they did the real carbon on the dash. That's the third thing that I hate about the Hellcat, is all the plastics in the interior. And the fourth thing I hate about this car is how big it is. This thing is a real boat. If you've never driven one, the size of a truck, it weighs just as much as a 2-ton truck. It's 4,600 pounds. Going into parking garages, tight spaces, parking lots, it really is a pain. It's hard to see the rims when you're pulling up to a curb. It's hard to see the front when you're trying to inch up to a curb or a parking block or whatever. And I'm sure you guys saw the last video when I was drifting at Sonoma Drift. You had to exit, you had to go through those little barriers. That was a tough time trying to do that with this car. There's probably like, I want to say like 5 inches on each side of the car trying to squeeze through there. That's usually how it is in parking garages and stuff too. So if you're looking to get this car, just keep that in mind. It's a really big car, no room for error. And the fifth and last thing that I hate about this car, and this is my car specifically, is it doesn't have a sunroof. That's the only option that this car didn't have when I bought it, was no sunroof. I want one every day. I always see people with Hellcats with the sunroof open, swinging and stuff. But yeah, I don't have a sunroof. That's a minor thing, but that's one thing I do hate about this car, is I wish I had a sunroof. Next car will have a sunroof for sure. So that was the 5 things that I hate about the Hellcat. It was pretty hard to come up with 5 things that I hate about this car because I love it so much, but I got it done. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell, thumbs up, all that stuff. Go down below in the description, get you some Hello clothing merch. Grab yourself a Pedal Commander 2 if you're looking for one, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.